I think that things did not successfully record. However, I am here again, recording again, so I'll just do one more quick little review of all the things that we did today in class. So I'll go back to this changing scenes project to show you how to change scenes. So again, this is in the modules 2D, right? Here's our syllabus, modules 2D, changing scenes. Inside changing scenes, there is a project which you can open up. And the most helpful part about it is this checkpoint scene, which calls this particular function getTree.changeSceneToPacked, and then scene to load. And scene to load is a variable of type packed scene, and what's nice about that is when we instantiate it as a scene inside of other scenes, we can assign different scenes as that property. So this can then function as a door. So like this checkpoint will lead to level 1, and this door checkpoint will lead to level 2. So now when I run this project, you'll see that takes us to level 1, and this takes us to level 2, and that's all because we are loading a specific packed scene, which we are then instantiating, or we're adding as a property, as an exported variable. Okay, so that's that part. Today we also did a quick review of tile maps. Tile maps, which are somewhere. Platformer tile map. So we'll do it one more time. I'll delete this whole object. We have a level with a character. I'll add a tile map layer. Pick the diamond one. Create a new tile set. Tile sets are all the possible tiles. Within the tile set tab, I'm going to add an atlas, and I'm going to pick the terrain as the atlas. Yes, I will have it be tiles, and then I'm good to go and just paint. I can just paint things on, right? However, hello, can I? Yes, right, there we go, right? Bing, bang, boom. But these don't have any collisions on them, as we will see. When I run this scene, I will fall right through them. In order to have collisions, we need to give our tile set a set of physics layers. So I'm going to create a physics layer. Then in the tile set, I go to paint, pick the property I want to paint on. I want to paint on collision shapes. This will give me a nice default shape, which I can paint on at will. So now I just click and drag, or click to paint on my tiles. And my mouse is being annoying, but if you have a nice mouse, it'll be faster. And then when you run it, you should be able to run into things. Nice and good. Right? That's how you do tile sets. Again, you can also just create static bodies. Static bodies are cool too. They're just like things that are static in space and are kind of just stuck where they are. My mouse is really misbehaving right now, but you can just sort of add any sort of texture you want to those static bodies, and you'll be good to go. Finally, we talked about parallax background layers. And again, parallax layers are nodes that can create a background that is sort of very far away from the camera, right? So what we want to do is we want to have a parallax 2D layer, right? A node, right? So I'm going to create this parallax 2D. And then you want your sprite to be a child of it, right? So I'm just going to drag this out. I will reset the transformation. I'll make sure it's a child. Come on. Mouse. My mouse. If you're watching this, you're getting a pretty unhinged version of me right now, and that's fine because it is 2:45 on a Friday, and I want to go have a weekend. But I am showing you how to repeat this image, right? So you just change the repeat size to be the width of the image. You can either do it by hand or just type it in. I know that this image is 256 pixels, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the repeat value to be like 7 or something. That's just so there's enough of them on either side so that it'll repeat nicely. And then that'll do it, right? That'll just create a scrolling parallax layer, right? We have this camera that's just going to move automatically. And so if I were to run the scene, it would just scroll pretty nicely. However, with its scroll scale, when it's 1 and 1, that's exactly at the depth of the camera, so it feels like it's right in front of you. Whereas if you make it 0 and 1, that'll feel like it's infinitely far away, so it's not actually moving at all. So if you want it to be somewhere in the middle, you know, just pick a decimal point in the middle. And, you know, oh, I don't think I actually entered in this number. There we go. Now it's scrolling really slowly, and you can create an illusion of depth by having multiple nodes with different scroll scales. So I'll just do a parallax layer, drag in the robot. I'll have this robot feel like it's in front, right? And I will change I'll put it as a child of this guy. I'll change the repeat to be like 100. I'll make it bigger. I'll make it like 300, right? I'll do 150, split the difference. And I'll crank up the repeat value. And I will change the scroll scale to be 0.5. And so now it'll kind of feel like this robot is moving nowhere. Why? Why is my life like this? What's happening? Just going to reset the transformation. No, it's very interesting. I don't know. You saw it work in class. So why isn't it working now? I'm just going to make that one invisible. You know, game design is nothing but debugging things all of the time. So fun. So fun. Okay, well there it is. It just went away. I will try 0.5, and it's gone. That's kind of interesting. Let's try making it bigger. It's probably just hiding somewhere. Yeah, I think it was just kind of obscured. Anyway, you know, the deal with these parallax layers is they really just kind of take some fiddling. You know, there's a fair amount of fiddling, as with all things, with getting this to play nice and work with your assets. So just keep messing around and seeing what you can accomplish with it. I'm curious, though, if I just do that. What does that feel like? Okay, so this is technically parallaxing, and again, if you're experiencing loading in, you can just crank up the number of times it repeats, and that'll be nicer. And, you know, it's not a great example because this robot's pretty gigantic, but it does sort of look like this robot's in front of these other ones. So just mess around with that, and that's how you can do a parallax background. That is it for today. Have a great weekend, and